Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Love and Victory Show with Val. Hey, Val, how you doing this morning?
Hey, handsome, how you doing this morning?
All right.
Oh, it's not just, we got other people in the house, huh?
Well, you the host, so
we can do
focus
that.
on you for a second.
All right then. How y'all doing out there? I really enjoyed the riddles, and I'll do honesty. I absolutely love the Browns. Thank y'all so much for your participation. Thank you, Deborah Mitchell, my sister, for always tuning in every Saturday morning and supporting us and supporting the Love and Victory Show. Justin B. Long. We're going to keep going this morning. We have both of our wonderful, wonderful guests sitting in here. We have Miss Tiffany Washington. How you doing this morning, Tiffany?
I'm doing great.
Oh, look at you. I'm doing great. Tell the people over there they want to see you.
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Y'all see her? Look at that hair. That hair is so cute. It's popping.
Thank you.
It looks really cute.
Thank you.
She may be a little. She's a little shy, but no, she's not shy.
I'm not shy
at all.
I'm not
she is
shy.
not shy at all.
That's exactly what it is.
And then that drive, she jumped on the road yesterday, and so that she can get here and do what she always do, and that's support the Love and Victory Show with Val. And then I have my other sister. I tell y'all, she got her birthday coming up. Woman is flying back and forth from one city to another, one state to another, one country to another.
That's Maya Angelou right there. Phenomenal woman.
Did you say Maya Angelou? You see, y'all know he come up with his own words. And the team reached out to her, and I had no idea. And as always, she said, yes, I will be here without question. Thank you, sister. Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Welcome to the show.
And I thank you, Kobe. You had no idea that this was my sister when you reached out to her. Not really my blood sister, but my sister. So thank you. Thank you for bringing her and surprising me with her presence. So.
Amen.
Good morning, everyone. It's definitely a pleasure to be here again. And always, if I'm free, I'll definitely be here at any time. So good morning, everyone. I'm definitely looking forward to this morning's show.
All righty then. Well, we're getting
She's the shy one.
Yeah, she's the soft-spoken one. Well, they both are. And I think that's why it just worked. Because they both are soft-spoken, but they're definitely not shy. I don't know what that backlash is coming off of. So what we probably want to do, since we're all in studio, we don't necessarily need to have the headsets on because we can still hear one another. And Kelsey, you'll keep it hot for us. So what we can do is we can take our headsets down so that I don't have to hear this. And we can just have a conversation.
Okay.
Oh, that works better?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. We're all in studio. Just make sure that we keep the mics hot and going into the mic. I want to really give you guys an opportunity to share with the people. How do you feel about this topic? I can settle, but I won't settle. And why is it important to you to have this conversation? I'll start with Miss Nicole.
Okay.
Ooh. I'm just going to come for you.
This was a difficult topic for me because I'm typically not one to settle. I've been told that I always want more. I always move the goalpost.
Okay.
So I always want more.
You always want more.
It's not that I am not blessed or thankful for the things that I have. Once I make goals. I set goals for myself. My husband and I set goals for ourselves and our family. And once we hit those goals or ring that bell,
time to move to the next one.
It's me who typically says, okay, we're here. Now we need to go here.
All right.
And I am usually the dreamer or the one that says, okay, so what's next? So I don't settle.
You don't settle.
I don't settle.
Okay.
And
was it ever a point in your life where you did settle?
I was in reading this, and when I got in here and you said something, I was thinking, was there ever a time that I did settle? And maybe for the moment, I did, because maybe I had to at some point.
Okay.
So maybe it was, 30 days.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to dig into that, and we're going to find out about if there was a time that we settled and we finally said, I'm not doing it anymore. Now I'm going to move over to you, Miss Tiffany Washington. What made you want to have this conversation and share with the people?
I can definitely say this topic spoke to me because I feel like for some it's easier to settle because you have to put in work to change that. You know what I mean? Settling is the easier route. It's the quicker route. It's the route of, oh, okay, well, it'll just be okay. So for me, I feel like I have to talk myself through sometimes of not settling and understanding, look, you deserve more. Put some hard work into this. Don't just settle for this. You can achieve more. And for me in my life right now, I feel like I'm going through a pruning period of realizing how much more I do deserve. And it makes me not want to settle in any area. In the areas that I am currently settling in, I'm coming up with plans on, okay, how can I achieve more than this? How can I go up from here? So that's why this topic spoke for me.
Wow. Right. Y'all see, we get ready to have a conversation. We have two phenomenal women here that are very transparent and that are definitely ready to have this conversation and bless the listeners. And then also we want your feedback and your comments. With that being said, Brother Carter, how did this topic speak to you when you saw it?
I was just looking forward to hearing what these ladies have to say.
Oh, well, has it ever been a point in your life where you settled?
Well, I look at it differently.
Okay.
Settling is not a good word for me. I prefer being, I just had it right there, top of my head, it just left, comfortable. I get to a place where I get comfortable, which can be considered as settling.
Right.
So you got to be careful on how comfortable you become in life, and so this gonna speak volumes to me as well as to the listeners, that we not get so comfortable,
complacent,
complacent in our being, that we don't elevate ourselves.
Right.
Okay. Good.
And Nicole is very good at demonstrating this elevation, so that's why I particularly like her on the show today.
Okay, all righty. Well, for me, it spoke to me. Actually, when the team came up with this topic, I was like, "Oh my, settling," and it immediately brought me to a place of where I used to settle, and I settled because I wanted to fit in. And I was afraid to stand out. And settling for me was just, and it was weird because I was always a unique individual. And because I was unique and I also knew that I was gifted, I still wanted to settle because I didn't want to stand out. And if I think back to when I was in school, because I was so tall and people would had big eyes, big heads, they would pick on me. So I just kind of wanted to just stay in there. And my mom would always tell me, she said, one day you're going to be grateful for your height. And I keep going back to that period in my life. And it took me a while to really own that. So I did settle. I settled in just maintaining, just kind of staying under the radar until the light bulb came on. So I'm going to talk about that a little more. And hey, guys, y'all have anything to say? Since y'all came up with this title, why did it speak to you?
I'm still young. I haven't settled yet.
Good one. What about you?
Turn the mics up.
Turn the mics up a little bit. Yeah.
The mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on over here. Eric, was there a point where you ever settled?
I can relate to it because it's very easy.
Come
to
closer
settle.
to the mic.
It's very easy to settle.
It's very
because
easy.
sometimes when you set a goal for yourself and you actually achieve it, you get to that point where, okay, what's next? But a lot of us don't ask what's next. We just leave it at that because we already set that goal. I've done it a few times in my life where that's why I like what Brother Carter said. He changed it with comfortable. You can get comfortable really quick, and you're content, comfortable are the words, and settle. Being comfortable with just the way people see you in your neighborhood, the way people see you nowadays online, you can get comfortable with that instead of elevating yourself. So it's very easy to do. So I definitely relate to it. I've done it a few times in my past, but yeah, I love the topic actually.
Okay. And what about you, Kobe? Because we're getting ready to just take this conversation on. So I wanted to find out from you on this topic.
Well,
turn the mic towards you. There you go.
Well, when we came up with the topic, I was kind of thinking like one way. I was kind of thinking of like the dating and relationship type of settling at first. I didn't think about the overall at first, but at a time I was, as Brother Carter said, I was comfortable, especially before I came here to Houston. I was kind of in like that time period, life after college, after graduating. I felt myself getting more comfortable and settling back home, but then I started to see opportunities that were out there. So at first I was kind of thinking of settling with dating and relationship because now I see on social media that women are tweeting that they have high standards and they don't want to settle, and it's always a lot of relationship talk, and settling is one of the biggest topics that I always hear about. So that's what I was thinking about at first, but now I forgot about the overall.
Okay, then. Well, I think we're going to
broaden your settlement in your mind.
Well, I think this is going to be a great conversation, and I definitely want to hear from our listeners as we have this conversation.
Okay. Before you go further there, Sister Val, I think we got a little bit ahead of ourselves. We have not allowed the ladies to express.
That's exactly where I was going.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, thank you. That's why I'm the host. Okay, here we go.
I told you always want to fight. I'm just trying to help.
Thank you, brother.
Your co-host, Brother Carter.
I love you, baby. There you go. So again, before we get going, thank you for having my back. Before we get going, we're going to start with what's your name?
Tiffany.
Tiffany Washington. Tell people about you, a little bit about you. Tell them about yourself.
Okay, yes. So I am Tiffany. I am from Little Rock, Arkansas. I currently reside in Conway. I am the mother of two beautiful children, Journey and Jonas. Journey is 11 and Jonas is 6. He'll be 7 soon. I am.
You get those names out of the Bible or something?
Yes, definitely Jonas' name. Oh, yes. I am the director over billing at a lab that I work at, and I am just really happy to be here.
All righty then.
All right.
Okay.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show into Houston, Texas.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
All righty, and Miss Nicole.
I'm just curious, how far is Little Rock from here?
How
6 hours.
6 hour drive.
6 hour drive.
Oh, wow.
I know. Don't they say a lot? Yeah, I'm loved.
I enjoy it though, y'all. I enjoy it. I really do. I enjoy it.
You have some me time when you.
Yes, I do. I do.
You do. Yeah. All right, Miss Nicole, tell them about yourself.
Okay, my name is Nicole Odom Hardnett. I am a mom of now 7. We have a beautiful blended family. Their age ranges are from 20 to 33. I am.
She got some big kids.
Yeah, they
grown.
are grown.
Got grown folk.
I have, yes, they
You
are
look
grown.
so young. You look so good. I would have never guessed that.
I am a grandmother of one dynamic 3-year-old.
Busy.
Yes, is a powerhouse.
Oh, yes.
Who has a awesome vocabulary. I am president and CEO of Focus Point Solutions, doing business as Focus Point Behavioral Health, which is based out of Maryland, primarily in the Eastern Shore. I have 4 locations, soon to be 5, because I am coming to this city right here.
Yes.
and well, soon to be Tomball, Texas. And we'll be franchising very soon. We're looking to start franchising on September the 15th. I also am president and CEO of Talk to Nicole, which is I am a blended family and relationship coach.
Talking about not settling. See what I'm talking about?
Right.
Keep on going. Tell them some more, girl.
I don't settle at all.
She did.
Once I got to know myself, I don't settle, which is how I ended up in a wonderful marriage of now soon to be 10 years, which we will be renewing our vows in February of 10 years. Which is the longest relationship I have ever been in.
Won't he do it?
That's right.
Won't he do
You're
it?
not in a relationship no more. You're in a covenant.
That's
now.
right.
There you go. There you
That's
go.
right.
There you go.
That is me in a nutshell.
All right then. And as I said to you guys, they are qualified to speak on this subject.
One more thing.
Go, yeah, I was getting ready to say it.
I'm an author.
There you go.
Of 5 books.
Yes.
Okay.
2 of them are international bestsellers, and about to be the 6th one coming out next year.
Is it next year? Yeah.
This one is a Canadian brand.
Okay.
Yes.
As I told you guys, phenomenal women. You know, this is the season I think for all of us, but especially women. We are about our business. Yeah. And whenever you have an opportunity to sit down and just talk to women that are on the move, you're going to learn something, whether you're a male or a female. Sometimes we as individuals look at women and say, oh, they're just too busy, or they're just doing too much. Well, you need to do more, you know, and I'm not saying
y'all got me tired. Just tired just listening and watching y'all moving. You know?
Well, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So we gonna
I be wanting to go sit down somewhere, girl. You got me tired looking at you.
well, remember, I'm not settling.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just jump on into this.
And let me put this little pin in if I could. You know, sure, it's a lot easier for us as males to you know, be content with things. You know, everything seems to be going all right. What else do I need right now?
I don't necessarily think that's
it is. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. You just heard all the brothers in here just saying the same thing. We work. That's a working process, trying to get it out of this comfortable state of being and trying to elevate.
So y'all just. So what I'm hearing you say is that y'all are good, but when it's good, like y'all cut it off. Y'all know how to cut it off, and we don't. Okay.
Yeah, we get cool. You know, we get cool. We wear them same regular pair of drawers.
Oh
whatever,
my God,
you know,
y'all see what I knew this was going somewhere.
Socks, you know,
I knew this was going
we
somewhere.
ain't rolled them away yet.
Oh God, I knew this.
That's how we are as beings, and we're working to try to do better.
Well, don't tell us to be still. We're gonna keep moving. All right, well, we're gonna jump on into this segment of it, settling down, and we actually have I want to throw this first. I asked, actually, Brother Carter decided that he was going to do something a little different to support me because the week was going crazy. And so what he did is he actually threw out some very good questions, Brother Carter. So what we did is we mixed some of Brother Carter's questions along with the team questions and then mine. So we're just gonna jump in. Look at Nicole. Look at Nicole. You already know. Are you ready for it?
All right.
You don't know. So I think I'm just gonna start. Brother Carter, since you came up with the very first one.
All right.
Go for it.
All right. I'm gonna start with Tiffany Washington.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna start with Tiffany Washington. And so as you think back in your life, you know, can you give us an example of a time in your life when you found yourself just settling? As you think back over things, you know.
Yes. Career-wise, jobs, for sure. There has been places that I've worked for sure where I knew that I could have done more. I could have done more to make myself be put more on front. And for me, goes back to what you were saying. I'm a person that easily gets comfortable. I have a fearful side of me that prevents me sometimes from not settling. So I would say,
wait, back up.
From
you
not
say you have
selling
a fearful side of you that keep you from not settling.
I mean,
or settling.
It keeps me
from not going forward.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. So I would say in my work life.
Okay. Work life.
By not going to trying to go to the next level at all, because I was just I was settled in the position that I was in. It was easy. It was comfortable for me.
Okay.
We're gonna dig into that a little more.
We're gonna dig into that. I got questions to dig deeper into that, but we're gonna ask Miss Nicole Hartnett right now on that same question. As you think back at a time in your life, is there a pure example of where you were settling at some point? And because I know you don't settle now, but there was a time, I'm sure, that
you were settling.
Oh, never a time.
My first husband. I've been married twice. My first husband.
Okay.
I settled. My gut told me not to marry him. My mother told me
not to marry him.
Wow.
Because she knew that he wasn't right for me. And I had a feeling that he wasn't right for me. And as we were planning, I wasn't 100% gung-ho about everything. I was maybe 80% there and committed. So that was the time.
I'm going to ask a question on that along that line. Do you think that has to do with us as women sometime, because we done started the ball rolling?
Yes.
And we don't want to look like, oh my God, I'm going to look like a fool, or I'm not going to, it's going to cost me, or I don't want to look. Do you think it was that, or do you think, well, you started it, you don't want to?
It was more that I had started it. I did all the planning.
Yes.
I bought I bought the dress. I did so many things. Plus with that one, I was pregnant.
Yes. Yeah. So we're going to move forward.
And and I was going to go through with it. That's what it was. I've never been one on what other people think.
Right.
Because I could care less. I've always said other people aren't paying my bills. Other people aren't doing anything for me. So I could care less what other people say about me or what they think about me.
It was more about what this was going to do to you, because you had started moving forward.
Right. Because I had already started doing all of this. I'm going to make it work.
I'm going to make it work.
Because I'm here with him. We live together. We've done everything. Now we're about to have a child. And I really liked his family. And so I'm just going to make it work. But of course, it turned out it did not work.
When did you know? When did you know in that settling moment that you went through?
That's part of the next question. What was the trigger?
I know. At that point, when did you know you're in that situation? When did you know? Okay, I got to make a turn.
There was a conversation in the kitchen at his sister's house with his mother, and they were saying, she said how he did not pay his storage bill with all this furniture that his sister and her, at the time it was her ex-husband, had given him, and he didn't pay the storage bill.
You knew
so that showed his lack of responsibility. And I had always been a responsible person. I always paid all my bills on time. And my gut told me that he wasn't responsible. And that was my warning sign that I knew that I should have ran. And I didn't listen to myself. And it made me sick during that conversation.
And I'm sure that there are other listeners out there right now that have experienced that very same thing. And we do want to hear from you. Tiffany, I'm coming back to you, and I'm going to ask you that same second part of that question I asked her. At what point, what was the trigger? What was the thing that said, I can't do this no more?
I kind of want to change my response.
Oh, okay. Well, you have the freedom to do what you want to do on the Love and Victory show.
That was just one part of it. But there's another part to it.
The reason why I say I want to change it is because when she mentioned her marriage, I thought about relationships in general. Like but for me, it's not one specifically. It was just dating, period, and settling for, oh, at least he's calling me back. Oh, he's texting me. Oh, so I should be complacent with this. You know, just the type of guys that I was settling for. And when you ask what was the turning point for me, is when I realized I was no longer happy in it. I was every time I would come to it, it was a drag. It was like, you know what, all this is doing is pulling me back. When you notice that when you're in something with someone and you start becoming like them, the same issues that they're having, when they can't keep money and you start noticing, wait a minute, I can't keep money either.
Come on,
their car keep breaking down and yours breaking down beside it. I'm serious. And when you end up there, you like, wait a minute. I'm going 10 steps back instead of forward.
Come on now.
And that's what the turning point was for me. You see why someone changed my answer? Because that spoke to me.
You know, that is wow.
That's what happened on Love and Victory show. These different perspectives.
You know, because
wait a minute, I didn't think about that.
That way, but that's deep.
Yes, it
because it will do that, and you'll find yourself. And I guess if I take that back to a biblical term about being unevenly yoked,
yes,
you know, you have to be careful about the company we keep. You know, and even in our dating lives, you know, we have to really, even in our personal life,
right?
You know, it's very easy to get hooked up with something that's going to take you in the wrong direction. I think back to my dad. He would always say, "Be careful of the company you keep."
Right.
You know, it can do one or two things. It can bring you up, or it'll bring you down. You can get caught up with some crabs that's going to keep you down, or you can get with the eagles and soar. So
yes,
I think that's good. You ready for the next one? What you got, Farmer? You want me, since you standing up, Brother Carter?
No, I'm here to just do what you asked. Wait a minute, let me let people get fixed my hanky.
Okay, give another.
All right.
What was this one for?
Let me see.
He got to put the glasses on. Yeah, Lord, he coming for y'all today. Oh, I know it's for Nicole, huh?
Okay, Nicole.
I told you.
Nicole, you had this thing happen in your life in the kitchen. You spoke of with the ex-husband that was kind of your trigger that said that. What was your motive? How did you motivate yourself to come out of that settlement and move forward and proceeding in another goal in your life, or getting out of that relationship, should I say?
Okay, are you saying? I think I know where you're going with that. You heard that statement in there. You're sitting in there. You're already in the relationship, right? And you're like, oh, but you're still working toward. You're still in it, still trying to. What was the point that made you say, "I'm not"?
Because you didn't just jump up that day in that kitchen and say, "I'm out of here." So,
what was it?
How did you gradually motivate yourself to get out of that relationship and start building a new life? Because that's difficult.
Right. Some people stay stuck.
Yeah.
How did you?
That's a difficult.
How did you not just stay stuck, or did you stay stuck for a period of time?
So that marriage lasted maybe 2 years.
Speaking to the mic.
That marriage just lasted maybe 2 years. So I had 2 children. You might as well say 3.
Yeah. Good time.
Amen.
Yes. Amen.
It was 3. So I had 3 children. A house.
One you was married to. Okay.
Yep. One of them I was married to. And so I was dictating everything. So basically I was the woman/man of the relationship. So I dictated everything. I controlled everything, the comings and goings.
You was Curtis Mayfield. I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm your...
What we gonna do with him?
That's right. So I was already a strong-minded woman, and I think I got that from my mother. I saw her doing everything. She was a single parent, but I had 2 older brothers, so I was already just strong.
Yeah.
So I just kept on being who I was. I was running the household, taking care of all these kids, and going to work, working 2 jobs, and just planning my way out. I tried to go to school, but that was working, but it wasn't working. So I failed a lot of classes. I had a lot of credits, so I have a lot of debt. But
you was trying, though.
I was trying. I was doing my thing.
Yeah.
But I was basically planning my way out. I knew this relationship was going to be over.
So you planned your way out.
I planned my way out.
And that's the thing. And I'm going to move this over to another question around another statement to her. That's one of the things that we as women are very good at. When we get focused, laser focused on something, especially when you're tired and you're sick and tired, you plan your way out of something. You move in silence, but you move. And sometimes, if your mate is paying attention, they're going to, something's changing, and they're going to work on them. Or if they're unwilling to change, they're going to look up in the bags is packed. So
when on the male's perspective, when you're full of your own self, you don't even see the silent movement taking place.
You come home and the walls are bare, furniture's gone.
I'm out. They don't even know.
That's when you know what's wrong with this key.
Okay. There is someone listening that need to hear from you when you were at that, and I like to call the settling points. For some people, they may not see it as a low point, but those that really know they were settling, it's a low point.
Right.
So when you were at that point, was that point, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Was that point of something where you felt less about yourself? Okay, you want to talk on that a little bit?
Yes. When you don't feel like you're worth anything,
come on now,
you will settle for anything and anyone.
Okay, you can. That's worthy of repeating.
Yes, when you don't feel like you're worth anything, you will settle for anyone and anything, any situation, but specifically with relationships, I feel like it's one of the worst places to settle because your relationship can dictate every other area of your life too. So if you settle in your relationship, it can bring your career down, it can bring your education down, your finances, it can pull you back in all kind of ways. When you settling for the wrong person, oh my goodness, it literally takes you, it veers you off your road. It really does. So for me, I think the only reason now I've gotten to a place like I'm admiring here everything that you've accomplished and everything. Because for me, I'm in a situation where I'm just waking up. You know, I'm 33. I have a past, you know, with my far as my children and things like that. But now I'm just waking up and smelling the coffee.
Wait. I'm not gonna let you just pass that up. You say you're doing what? You just wake.
I'm just waking up and smelling the coffee. So sitting next to you is so inspiring for me. It really is. So I think when I stopped settling in relationships is when I started being happy with myself. Even now, like coming here alone, if people ask me, you do this alone, you go this place alone, I'm like, heck yeah. When you happy with you have a good time by yourself.
That's right.
Yes.
Going to, you know, one of the things I think about, and I really wanted you to kind of elaborate. When I first met her, she was a young lady that her head was always down.
Oh, yeah.
Always down.
Yes.
Except for the very first time I met her. Her head was up and her eyes was laser focused. Yes. She wanted to meet me. She wanted to know who I was. And She even carried herself. She walked differently. She talked differently. So when she says to you, Nicole, you're inspiring to her.
Yes.
That's the one thing about this young lady. She speaks truth. And she is grounded. So I want to say this to you, and the reason why I know you're still playing a little bit, but the reason I'm going there, because there is someone on here that I know is listening, that need to understand about just how low we got. And because when you look at her now, she says she's just starting to smell the coffee. I'm gonna say she's been smelling the coffee for a little over a year and a half now. So the coffee is brewing.
Yes.
But let's talk about when
the light is on. And you can see.
Yes. So let's talk about that moment, and then we're gonna come back, take a break, and we're gonna dig in a little more.
Okay. I guess I'm trying to figure out where you
know, let's just talk about them lashes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I didn't know if you was talking about work or you was talking
about the person.
Oh, the person who I was. Oh, I was I was very hungry. I was a very hungry young woman, for sure. I mean, I'm still a young woman now, but I mean, at that time period when we met, I was settling in every area. I was settling in my position. I was settling in my motherhood. I was settling in relationships in general. And I think that, like, when you met me, you could see it all over me, even to the way I was dressed. I was dressed even more revealing then, because I didn't know that I don't have to do this to feel beautiful. So I think now the waking up, it's made me do everything differently. I even respect myself more.
Come on now.
You know, and I realize what I have to offer, what I bring to the table. I'm not perfect, but I do know there are certain things I shouldn't even be considering settling for.
Come on, God.
I shouldn't even be entertaining certain things because I already know, okay, wait a minute. Even my mindset is way up here.
We have my co-host, one of the hosts on the show.
Favorite people.
One of the favorites that we have. We have Miss Yielded on the phone. Miss Yielded, what do you have to say about the conversation that we have going on?
Good morning, good morning. First of all, I have to give big shouts out to Val and Brother Carter. Listen, the Love and Victory show gets me up out of my bed on Saturday morning. I'm listening to y'all because I'm trying to be lazy, but y'all make me get up. And I was listening into this conversation, and I was trying not to call in, and I was like, man, they hitting all in my ballpark. And so I would be remiss to not call in and get in on that part where we're talking about settling brings down your character, brings down who you are. And I have to say myself, honestly, I know you guys know me in this place that I'm in now, but there was a point in time in my life when I settled in a relationship and knew that I was settling in a relationship. And being in that place that I settled, it basically turned my world upside down and inside out, if I might say so. I was active in ministry. I was doing all of the things that I knew to be accepting and approving of God, but settled in this relationship that I knew was not of God. Settled, was just as happy as I could be in settling in that thing. And as a result of that, I found myself married to someone that was addicted to crack cocaine, wound up in jail, almost lost my nursing license, became estranged from my son. And I say that to say, Val, you've been saying somebody is listening and needs to hear that. I want, that individual or those individuals that are listening to know that settling in that place has no good outcome.
Right.
And I'm telling you, it was an ongoing cycle of just dwindling out of control. And it was like my life was in a whirlwind. It was absolutely nothing I could do to stop it because I settled. And so I say to that young lady, that young man, whomever it is that has found themselves in a place of settling and they are aware of it at this point. You may not have been aware initially, but you've discovered it at this point to get out.
Yeah.
Get out of that situation, begin to realize who you are. And the one thing that I had to realize and acknowledge was the queendom consciousness of who I really was.
Come on now. Wait. Yielded. Wait. You said you had to realize the queendom. Come on now. You're not going to run past that. I need you to repeat that with just as much fire. You have to realize what?
The queendom consciousness. I had to become conscious of who I was as a queen.
There you go.
And as being a queen, I basically took my crown off, set it underneath the bed, and allowed life to happen that way. And when we begin to remove ourselves from that proper positioning, that we settle, and then life gets out of control. So I just want to encourage that listener on today to get under the bed, pick up your crown, dust it off, put it back on your head, and walk in that consciousness of queendom or kingdom, whoever you are, because you are a chosen child. Amen. And so I want to encourage you today to walk in your airness, walk in your airship, walk in who God has already set you to be, and stop allowing the enemy to duke you in your mind.
Come on now. As always, you know I absolutely love you. Because one of the things that I do understand and I recognize, God always have someone listening, even when we think that there is no one listening. They're either going to bring an answer to us, they're going to bring clarity to us, or they're going to receive a blessing. Thank you so much, Yielded, for blessing the airways and the listeners.
And they call
with that.
her Yielded because she yields to the Spirit of the Lord, and I'm sure you heard that in her tone.
All right, Miss Yielded, tell them a little bit about your show. I don't want to off yet. You're not getting off that quick because you said queendom. I need you to tell them when they can tune in and hear you. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm on every Tuesday, 4 to 7 p.m. with the Fire Show, where we're bringing the heat to the word on the street. Check out your girl Yielded and RJ, man, and we talking about all kinds of stuff. Most times we silly, but it's always silliness with the word of God strapped to the back of it. Amen. So just tune in Tuesdays, 4 to 7 p.m.
You know I love you, and until then, we talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
As I can
That
say,
was
that's
Yielded.
Yielded, and she is something awesome. But again, I love the fact that she said your queendom. Our kingdom. However you want to say. Just put that crown on. Get it from up underneath the bed.
That's right.
Coming right back.
Basically, you got to wake up and then open your eyes and realize that you're in a place of settlement and say, look here, I can't continue in this way. And there is something more for me out there in life. And you have to choose to do something more. So,
well, how do you choose, or where does the strength come from? One of the things that
was one of my questions.
Nicole has a book. We've heard that she's an author. She's all out here. And I think, is that the fourth book you wrote, or which book was that?
That was
the third book.
One.
Let's talk about that a little bit in that book. Let's just what drove you to write this book?
I started
because it may be something that someone needs to go purchase.
So what's the name of the book?
Yeah.
Dating Made Simple for Women.
Dating Made Simple for Women.
Mm-hmm. Say it again.
Dating Made Simple for Women.
Look at Tiffany over there. Tiffany over there like, I need to go get this.
And I want the brothers to be observant to what's taking place here. We sitting in the back seat when we should be in the front seat driving, but we got the women out here doing all the driving. So brothers,
get up.
It's time for us to wake up and start listening what's going on out here. Open your eyes and see what's happening.
Mm-hmm. All right, then.
As I said coming in, this is the longest relationship I've ever been in. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't perfect in my previous relationship.
You wasn't perfect.
That's right.
Oh.
Perfect. I was that common denominator that everybody talks about. I was the problem child.
You was the problem child.
Yeah, because, everyone comes in with their baggage. Yes. Everybody has their baggage. Mm-hmm. So I was the one that had some things going on. So I had to look at me. Mm-hmm. Everyone wants to look at somebody else. But I look at you.
Yeah, you. Mm-hmm.
What's the problem with you? And so I had to go through a period where I needed to date myself. After going through all of this relationship, you happen from relationship to relationship. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's going on
up with you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I needed to go to some therapy, see some people, and find out what's going on. I need to lay on some couches.
Oh, all right, then. All right.
And get checked out.
And that part right there, especially in our community, we tend to or have in the past. I'm hearing more people now in our community that are seeking counseling and seeking coaches and being more open to getting that help or laying on a couch. But I do think that we bring a lot of baggage to relationships, and we want to have a perfect relationship, or we want someone to save us, you know, and because we're so broken and we go into these relationships
trying to find yourself in someone else.
Yes.
Or want someone else to rescue you and fix you.
And fix you. And
no, y'all don't want that.
We don't want that.
We perfect.
No, women don't want nobody to fix them. Y'all want us to hear you, but you don't want us to fix it. I know that.
That was a little shade. I do.
You don't want to be saved by me. You just want me to be there just in case.
I think I think it's that we don't want to be told what we're feeling. That's different. Right. But I do think that we want, and I can speak for myself, being told how I'm feeling is not the answer.
Okay.
But listening to what I'm feeling, and then we're able to speak and you kind of help me through that process. That's different. So I always want you there, baby, helping me out. Just don't tell me how I feel.
Okay, I know we're a little bit off the subject.
That's okay.
Now, but why you always want to fight when I'm trying to interject something? You
just trying to help.
I'm trying to be the co-host. I said, well, you know, time for a commercial, whatever. You want to fight?
Oh no, baby. What we gonna do with it? Y'all see, we never know what's coming through from.
Okay, so moving on.
Back to this question. What did I say before we went on? You see what you did to me? I don't know what to do.
It was a question about Tiffany.
Yes. Oh, I'm not fooling with y'all. None of y'all.
I think it has something to do with what motivated you or whatever.
That's okay. I'll come back to it. But I'm going to ask you, what are some of the key things you considered before settling down in a relationship?
Key things you considered before settled in a relationship.
And this question came.
You're talking about like in the current relationship?
Just in a relationship. We have some younger people on our team. And that was his question right here. I can't hear you. Is the mic not on? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, my bad. That was my question. It was pretty much
No, that was him.
Yeah, it was just some advice that like what are some key things that a person should consider before settling down, getting into a relationship? Pretty much.
What are some of the key things they need to consider? Yeah. Okay. You want to jump on that?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Before getting in a relationship, I think you should check yourself first.
That's for a female or for a male or
either. That goes for everyone. You need to make sure, check on your mind, check on your finances, where your head is, do a full self-reflection. Can you offer what you require? And I'm not even talking about financially. I'm talking about, are you whole or you have? How are you emotionally? Are you still an emotional wreck every day? Are you going to drive somebody crazy? Are you going to push somebody away? Can you help another person grow? And when you answer those questions, and if you answer them appropriately, I think that's the first level, because so many times I feel like we as people, we look at the other person. Oh, they got to have this and they got to have this going on and they got to look like this. But what about you? What you look like? What you got going on? Do you take care of yourself?
Oh, come on. Wait.
Are you mentally whole?
Oh, did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Y'all heard what she said? When you say
that sounds like a whole lot of work needs to take place there.
Before you even consider getting into a relationship, because you're no good.
I'm glad we didn't have that when we came up.
What you mean, baby? We just didn't know about it.
Evaluate ourselves. We just came into the relationship just as broken, and you came from a jacked up family. I came up from a jacked up family. We brought our jacked upness to the relationship, and look here, it's 43 years later. We hadn't killed one another.
So we winning.
Yeah, it was.
But you know what? That is so true. But I'm glad that that goes back to that community in which we came up in. We didn't even understand about getting on the couch or having someone to talk.
That was forbidden.
Well, and having someone else to talk to and even understand why we were moving and talking and acting like we were acting. We just thought it was normal. And so you're right. We need to, before you guys get into a relationship, before anybody gets into a relationship, you really need to date yourself. You need
Yes.
to figure out. And Tiffany, give him 3 points again of what he needs to do in dating. Before dating.
I would say you need to do a self-reflection. Ask yourself, can I give what I require? And in terms of dating yourself, like seriously, spend time alone. Find out what you
even like yourself.
Yes.
Right.
Find out what you
somebody
like.
else liking you.
Yes. Find out what you like. Ask yourself, what do you enjoy? Because you don't want to go to somebody confused about you. How can they get to know you if you don't even know you? How can they enjoy spending time with you if you don't even enjoy spending time with yourself? So,
All righty, very good.
That's
That was deep. And Nicole, you have anything to add?
Right on.
She
And not only liking yourself, you need to love yourself.
Come
Yes.
on, that is key. That
Yes.
is key.
That's right, because you can't love anybody else if you don't love yourself.
Did that answer your question? Anybody else have? You got? Come on, Eric. Come on up to this mic.
I don't have a question. I have something to say. Like,
Okay.
when I met my wife, the biggest thing she brought to the table was she didn't need me. She didn't need anything from me.
Nothing.
Meaning, when we hung out because we hung out.
Okay.
When she called, she called. When I called, I called. And when I met her, I was at peace with myself. Something I say all the time is live in peace.
Live in peace.
And because too often when people pass, we say rest in peace. So the question is, what were you doing when you was here? So I like to say live in peace and find your own peace. Therefore, when you meet someone and they have their own peace, their own happiness, something I hate hearing is so-and-so makes me happy. I don't like hearing that.
Yeah.
You should be happy already. Come together. Your own little peace. You don't need each other. But then you get to a point where, you know what? You can't go nowhere.
I can't go nowhere.
So that's something I always wanted to throw out there.
I like that.
Have your living your own peace in you.
Yeah, y'all see the little victory show is there. I got some deep thoughts over here. Miss Kelsey, don't you let these men. Come on, Kelsey. These men ain't gonna be the only one on the mic. Give it to me.
I'm taking notes right now
because you're in a place of just
right now.
loving you.
Yeah, I'm dating myself. Right now. I'm taking myself on dates. I'm really getting to know myself and loving myself more before I love for two. Let me learn how to love myself first.
I love that. You know,
that's good. How old are you, Kelsey?
I'm 21.
21 years old. Kelsey is 21 years old. Most 21-year-olds are out there trying to find any and everything they can to fulfill a void that's in their lives. And here's Miss Kelsey on Love and Victory Show with Val, sitting here saying that she is dating herself. She's figuring herself out before she can really just be involved with anything outside. That's
absolutely.
Yeah, that is.
Yes, amazing.
Yes. So, look
like
at let's come. They come on in here. We're having this conversation.
Okay, all right. We have 2 special guests on the show. Go ahead.
No. I love this because this is what the conversation is about. Having a conversation so everybody in here can get a piece of this. Go ahead.
I just wanted to agree with what Brother Carter said pretty much because I know I'm 23 years old and I know some people that are younger than me or that are in full relationships and I'm like, how? I don't know how. Do y'all really know yourself before y'all jump into a commitment like that?
Yes,
so I just kind of wanted to agree with what Brother Carter said.
God bless you. That brother said, God, you can talk anytime. Agree with
okay. You know, this is a hot mess.
Yeah, just raise your hand. I'll acknowledge you, brother.
I can't stand you. How can one motivate themselves to change? Think about that, Nicole. I'm actually going to turn to Brother Carter. How can you motivate yourself to change?
How can you motivate you? First, you have to realize or recognize, that you have a need to change. Because if you don't acknowledge that, you'll remain the same. That kind of rhyme. Huh? Okay. So motivation, I'm still working on things like that. And I think most things that we're trying to do in life is a continuous working process, progress, should I say. So, like I'm trying to, right now.
Don't make it deep.
Yeah, I'm going to make it real. I'm trying to motivate myself to exercise. I need to exercise. but I'm finding it difficult to do that.
Okay.
In my own self, because I know all I have to do is just get up and do it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a challenge.
That's a challenge. Now, that wasn't a challenge before.
No.
Do you think you use the excuse or the pain from your knees?
No, none of that.
None of that. You just don't want to do it.
Yeah, they're just mentally trying to motivate yourself to do what you need to do in life. Sometimes run into difficulty, and I admire Nicole. You know, she's being in her 50s right now. I know.
He is so shady.
So she continues to educate herself and you're going for your PhD, I believe. I heard you say. See, that's self-motivation right there. And we have to find a way to grab some of that self-motivation. So I want to rub on your shoulders, rub elbow to elbow with you so I can get some of that self-motivation.
All right.
Do some things I need to do.
All right, then. And she work out. So now I'm bringing it back to you. Either one of y'all, anybody that want to jump in there. Brother Carter said, the question I asked is, how did you motivate yourself to change? Okay.
I motivated myself to change in one area because of what people were saying about me.
Okay. To the mic.
No.
I motivated myself to change because of what people were saying about me.
Okay. And what was that?
About my temper.
Oh, what? Y'all, I told y'all. See, now the real coming out. Because that temper was what?
It was
This is Raise the Praise 100.
Raise the
Praise. And so she can't tap into what's her name? What her name
Nikki.
used to be? Nikki. Yeah, she can't tap into Nikki.
She can't tap into Nikki. Because Nikki
is nasty.
Nikki is something else. We leave Nikki over there until we have to let her out.
See, you have to understand, Nikki come from the streets of Baltimore, Maryland, and you know she had to do what she had to do. And you know,
you better get off her toes.
She wish this spoon was sharp. She'll start stabbing somebody. Y'all leave Nicole alone. She was there. Go ahead, Nicole. She's Nicole now. So.
Everyone say, "Oh, you're such a nice person," but when that other one comes out,
and she's still there.
She is.
Yeah,
we keep her. We play her down. But now I've learned to count. I've learned to tap and do some other things, and I don't let people take me there.
Yeah, okay.
So easily. It used to come like that. But now,
you understand something now. That tells me you understand something. Excuse me, guys. You understand the value of you, and you do not allow other people to infiltrate that.
That's right.
That person of you anymore.
That's right.
It used to be easy for them to get inside of you.
Yeah.
Well, I know
I have a lot to lose.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting ready to say right there. That's it. You learn to react differently when you understand the value and what you bring to the table and what you can lose. Once that happens, your reactions to people and situations are completely different. And then you either going to seek that counseling, you're going to go find somebody's couch, you're going to do some 1, 2, 3s, you're going to do whatever it takes to fix that.
And that don't mean she don't have to work on it.
Well, it's a constant thing. Well, if I put myself out there, you know, I constantly remind myself in situations where I know someone's trying to trigger me. I'm always conscious to respond opposite of what they're trying to get me to do, because it's something that they want. They want to take me to a place.
I always find myself saying, "Please and thank you."
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yes, please.
Yes.
And thank you.
That's a good one.
All the time.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
All right then.
We just left Barbados not long ago. And every time you say something to people in Barbados, they say, "Thank you, please." Thank you, please. I say, why they say thank you, please?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, and please leave me alone. I like that. Well, we actually have a on the mental thing, on the motivation. It's Lanita came back and said motivation needs. It said the need to mentally want to do it. You just need to mentally want to do it. I would agree with her on that too.
You gotta look yourself in the mirror and just say, you know something, Lawrence, I'm finna put my tennis shoes on and get on this bike and ride it.
Okay. Tiffany, I see you want to jump in.
Yeah.
You bring the mic down a little bit and then scoot in so we can see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you guys see me now? Okay. Yeah. For me, setting a goal of wanting to be a woman of excellence. That's something that I really want to be. I want to be a woman of excellence. And so I've set small goals for myself, like, and it's just even on a small level, being more organized and doing it room by room, you know, that's what motivates me is who I want to be in the future. I want it's not going to be overnight who I want to be. Right. It's going to be a process because I want to be great, you know. But setting those small goals.
That's motivational. Just hearing you say that.
Yes.
I want to be great.
I want to be great. I really do. So when I think about that, I start setting small goals, and that's what motivates me. Is just knowing who I want to be.
You know, if we just start with just that, you know, figuring out who I want to be and then saying, I want to be great, you know, and then also, as Nicole said, we have to really know, we got to know those things, keep Nikki down. And then we have to also recognize when people are trying to trigger us, you know, because you're going back and settling back into that place and that person that you don't want to be. Wow, this conversation is wonderful. I don't know about you guys, but I'm learning a lot. I'm enjoying this conversation and just having these wonderful ladies on the panel, getting up, just sharing their story and being open and pouring in. We all are getting blessed. Miss Kelsey,
yes, ma'am.
She's over here. She says she got a question for us.
Oh, yes, I do. I do have a question.
But before we go, I did ask for someone to call in, the first person that calls in, with what was the color of the dress that Michelle Obama was wearing for the inauguration. You'll win 2 tickets. And please call in 346-355-0100.
Red and black.
Brother Carter, why are you messing everybody up? Y'all see how he do things? 346-355-0100. And anyone can call in. All righty, let's go. Kelsey, give them the question.
Okay, so my question for you guys is, do you think the factors like the fear of being alone causes people to settle below the standards or settle in unhealthy relationships?
Okay, either one of you guys can take it. Both of y'all. Go slow with it.
Do you think factors like the fear of being alone causes people to settle below the standards or settle in unhealthy relationships?
Oh, yes.
That's a good
Most
question.
definitely.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Some people just want a warm body beside them, and they'll take sometimes anyone or anything.
And knowing that it's not good for them.
Knowing that it's not good for them. Some people don't ask enough questions. Some people see the warning signs before they have that intimate
moment.
session.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
And they, still keep going.
Okay. And for you, did you have anything to say on that?
Oh, yes, most definitely. There's a lot. I know women for sure. Women would rather lay next to anything just to say they got sometimes, just because they can't deal with the thought of being alone in their own beds, and it's like, if you don't want to lay with you, why would somebody else want to? Like, I feel like there's so many layers to that. But I'll tell you this: when you start knowing and you start enjoying laying alone, it's gonna have to be somebody that's gonna have to be fire to come through to change that, and you won't just be laying next to some old anybody.
Oh, come on! What you say? It's gonna have to be what?
They're gonna have to be fire. They're gonna have to be the full package, okay? Because laying here alone feels so good. You know what I mean? You don't want to when your your views change. It's like you value your peace so much. You like, man, this feels good. In order for somebody to change this, they're gonna have to be a great person. So
then that go ahead.
There is absolutely nothing better than peace.
Yes.
You can shut that door and then step into silence,
Mhm.
drama, no lies.
Yes.
Nothing to have to figure out.
Right.
Like, is he here? Is he really where he says he is?
Yes.
Is this
That
baby
sounds
mama
exhausting.
It's a headache.
gonna call? Is he in baby mama house? Is he picking up this person? Is he doing it?
It's just
It's draining.
Too much.
Baby, my phone was just dead, baby. I couldn't call because my phone was dead. I ain't got nowhere to plug it, baby.
Yeah.
Well, let's flip that on the other side. We're talking about ladies and how we settle into it. I'm gonna ask guys, what do y'all settle? I'm like Mr. Eric, if you can come up on the mic, because before you were married, you've been married about 2 years, huh?
Yes.
Okay, you've known your wife about how long?
4 years.
So prior to you meeting her, was there a point that you just kind of, let me hear it from a man's perspective? Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And what does that look like from a man's perspective or a young man's perspective?
When everything's coming easy to you, and you don't need to do anything differently.
So we're talking about
the people you have around you, the women that you're talking to, they're not asking you for much.
Can you?
I
need you to.
You don't have to reflect.
Okay.
And elevate yourself.
I want him, and the reason I'm asking you to, because you said something that I didn't directly ask, but there are some young people listening, and so I want you to dig into the part about a woman not really having, you as a male not really having to do much.
Right. Well,
for that woman.
Like the ladies was saying earlier, when you're laying in your bed and no one's with you, that's peace. When you learn how to do that. There's a certain age group, certain people you hang around that they need someone in that bed. So you don't have to do much. You can get their number. You can nowadays be in social media and like a picture, send a text, you're calling them. For example, a lot of women don't just get calls from men. So you do that little extra, I'm calling you every single day, just checking on you, not just a good morning text but you're being consistent with the smallest thing.
So you're doing that because that's all it's going to require for them to get excited.
It doesn't require, now people, say, what are you doing? Instead of saying, hey, if you're not busy, like take you out on the date, dress you up, you get dressed nice, I get dressed nice, we go somewhere. That is the difference between what are you doing. And if a woman is allowing you to get away with a text that says, what are you doing, by responding to it, and she's giving you energy that you're not really asking, it's too easy.
It's 2 in the morning.
If it's 1 in the afternoon and a male sent a text saying, what
are you doing?
What are you doing? He's giving you no respect.
I should be at work. You should be at work. Should be praying somewhere, not 2 in the morning. What are you doing? Are you up? But those responses is all you need. You don't need to, like I said, hey, get dressed nice. Are you busy Friday, 8 p.m.? Showing the effort. Before I didn't have to show effort. It was just, kind of.
You don't have to. We used to call it courting.
Right. There you go.
They don't do that no more.
Well, do y'all date? I'm gonna ask you, Kobe. Do guys even have a need to date women anymore? Is that a requirement?
A need? I don't know about a need, but
do they even care to date women?
They do. I've actually seen, my friends that I've been around, I've actually seen them dating, like just getting out into the dating scene, whether it be one person, whether it be 2 people, just weighing their options.
But when I say dating, what I'm speaking of, is there a need to really put effort into getting to a woman?
Oh yeah, one of my homies right now, who's a sophomore at Southern Miss, where I graduated from. Again, he's one of them young guys that's gotten into a relationship. But when he first got with his girl, who's one of my friends, he put a lot of effort in. and he was telling me how he was feeling about her and all that. He put a lot of effort into wanting to.
Let me ask you something on that, Kobe.
Okay.
Did he meet the her mama and them?
I think so. I think so.
Did he drive up to the house, go knock on the door, and say, "I'm so and so. I'm so and so."
Well, I don't know because I don't really ask about their relationship.
But that goes back to dating a woman. Yeah. See, there is a difference in, and I'm not knocking what you're saying, but that's a different perspective. Because when I think of a young man dating my daughter or calling on my daughter, how is he, or even being interested in my daughter? Is he looking to treat her when he see her? Is she carrying herself in a certain way that's going to require him to approach her appropriately? Not what you're doing. Are you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but sometimes like what you're doing like I actually send them, but I do it to like actually see what are you up to? Like what are you doing at the current moment? I don't do it like for negative or for like personal gain or nothing like that.
Because you're a good dude.
Okay. Yeah, everybody can't be like me. But
okay.
But I do that I don't do that for personal gain or I want something from her. I actually want to see what she's doing.
Okay, well, you're a good dude. I appreciate that. But I do want to go back because we are getting quite a few comments on from your statement, young men, how they view young ladies. So with what he was saying, do you think that our young ladies are kind of putting ourselves, the young ladies today, and Tiffany, you and Kelsey are the youngest ones in here. Do you guys really require, or is it the way some of the young ladies are dressing? Do y'all require much from men?
Not at all, because women feel like if they require too much, they won't have anybody. Because women are amused by low effort. Women get all jittery and just, oh my goodness, he said hi.
Oh,
I
appreciate you saying
I'm keeping it real.
That's what I want.
Because when you don't even love yourself and someone is doing something so basic as WYD, they're not even texting out, what are you doing? It's WYD. And women are like, you text me today.
I was like, girl,
I'm very serious, especially now. Yes, especially now in this era of time where social media and things like that, because women are not expecting anything. They just get excited off the bare minimum. So if a man think, oh, well, all I got to do, like he said, a call is like, oh my goodness, he called and talked to me for a minute and a half and I'm ready to get into bed with him.
Oh my God.
And I'm serious. Yeah. That really is the mindset. So why would men take you out on a full day? Why would a man walk?
What's bad about it? It's not just single women. It's married women doing the same thing. Wow, it's crazy.
Nicole, you want some of that?
I think a lot of women are so interested in the come up.
Come on, that's the part I wanted. That's where I wanted to go.
That's what is really going on. They want the come up. They not trying to put the work in, and that's the young and the old.
That's right.
And I'm not saying all.
That's right.
But a lot of them want their come up.
Yeah,
so they're looking for the material things versus anything else, getting to know a person.
That's your call?
Right. And so they going for that first. And so they putting themselves out there and they think that all I need to do is let me just see if I can sleep with him.
And lock him in.
And lock him down like that. And if I can do that, then I got it.
And that goes back to when I think of young males, and young ladies, when I want a guy to purchase me, because you're on Instagram and you're seeing what people are buying and wearing out there. So you want this under 25, under 30 to buy you a Birkin bag. Can you buy your own? Right. Or you want them, and that makes you, and then the guys that are trying to buy it, just she's not going to stay with you.
So moving on to the next.
She moving on as soon as you get this, or are you gonna take me here, or are you gonna take me there? And when I see older women being caught up in what a guy can do for you, right. You may be old in age, but you're silly. Exactly. I mean, you right. You know, right. I'm just saying, you're silly. Right. Grow up.
Like, what can y'all do as a team?
As a team.
Okay, he may be able to do something. But
what you bringing to the table?
You ain't bringing nothing to the table.
You ain't bringing nothing to the table. Okay, with that being said, I am going to talk about triggers, you know, that take us back to the place that we were in, and settling. We know we settled. We know that we did some things that we probably shouldn't have done, or that we're not proud of. But what are those trigger points that take us back? Do you have any triggers that, Tiffany, go ahead.
This is just very honest for me, is boredom and lack of patience. And when I say that, as a woman, when I get bored, and I'm not having patience on the right person coming through, I'll just settle for, oh, well, at least he said, hey, you know, it just as conversation.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just to keep your mind going. You just want to be able to talk to someone. So my triggers are definitely not filling my time with something that I need to be doing. Boredom for me,
it's a kryptonite.
Yes, and it definitely is a trigger for me to settle for something I shouldn't be into.
Good.
An idle mind is the devil's workshop.
Yes.
Okay, then. Okay. So we have, and it all goes back to self-esteem.
Yes, it does.
It does, you know. So we have to really be conscious of those triggers.
Right.
Okay, then. I want to say something to Photo Booth. Photo Booth, you can chime in anytime. I don't care what they say about you. You are welcome to chime in anytime. Look at Miss Tiffany over there. She all on camera, getting her hair ready, her face ready. I tell you, these people over here, you know what it's time. They saw you. You put yourself up there. They saw you. I have to clean it up. You see how much fun we be having over here.
I'm ready to get under the table.
Oh, Lord. But I'm coming back with this one here. I tell you, this is real.
Yes,
that's what makes this show.
For the people
that's what makes this show so, in my opinion, one of the best shows on the network. Okay, I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to throw it out there to anybody that want to take it. Life has a way of putting you in a place that you settle, and just cannot seem to pull yourself out of that place.
Some people can't.
What advice can you give someone that is in a place of settling, but know they need to get out of that place? Is there any advice you can give them? Since
Nicole,
you know, if I ever had to settle, and I'm sure there was times, and I just can't think of them right now, I never stopped dreaming. Because when you stop dreaming, you really lose yourself. So in my dreams, like I dreamed for a certain type of house.
Okay.
So in your dreams, this is what you envision yourself.
Right. Where I saw myself. And eventually I pulled that type of house out of a magazine. And because I was in a bad relationship, several of them. And I just started writing things down of what I wanted for my life.
That's good.
The type of man that I wanted.
Type of house, type of car you want to
everything.
drive.
And I started listening to encouraging motivational CDs and reading encouraging things, even though I was in a bad situation. I didn't know how I was going to get out. I didn't know when it was going to happen.
But you knew it was going to happen.
It was going to happen.
So you just kept dreaming.
I kept dreaming.
Okay, guys. Did y'all hear that? Dream. You know, you got to have a dream. Start with a dream. Start with the dream. Okay.
Some people call it a dream. Some people call it a vision.
Right.
But let me ask you this here: while we still have you here, was this something that someone inspired you to want to do something better, or were you like self-motivated to do these, follow your visions or your dreams, should I say?
It was some self, but I have a higher power.
Yeah, come on now.
All right.
Come on.
So I always look to God in everything that I do. I have this saying that now my husband definitely believes in. I always say he takes care of babies and fools.
Baby Donnie.
And I'm about to be 49.
Yeah.
You
ain't on no baby milk no more, so
right.
You must be the latter of the two.
That's right. That's right. You know it. So
you're looking at me. You was looking in the mirror, huh?
That's right.
That's right.
I am the biggest fool I believe there is, and I will take it and run with that. And things just seem to happen for me. And it's definitely through the power of prayer. I am definitely faith driven. I don't run with the cross all over me, but my faith is unshakable, unwavering, and that's what it is.
Okay, then.
I bet Tiffany Washington can contest to that.
Come on, Miss Tiffany.
I was going to ask you to repeat the question one more time. I'm sorry, I got really wrapped into her answer. It was really good. I just couldn't remember the question.
Life has a way of putting you in a place of settlement. Many can't seem to pull themselves out. Can you give a person a glimmer of hope so that they can come out of that place? What would it be, if you could?
If I could give them hope to come out of that place of settling, kind of like what she said, as far as dreaming, focusing on what you could be if you don't settle, focusing on the greatness in you, really, and like you said as well, God, most definitely focusing on Him, but I think, like I said, going back to a little bit about what I said earlier, I really feel like what motivated me is you have to want better for yourself. You have to want to be a great person. And it starts with all the little things, and those little things mount up to a big thing. So that would be my encouragement. Think more highly of yourself. Know who you are, know your value, and then that right there within itself will be your motivation.
Okay. I like that. What about you, Brother Carter?
Well, I have to resemble the things that they just spoke of. You have to get to a place where you really understand that you're not where you want to be in life. And once you recognize it, because if you never recognize it, you'll never want to motivate yourself to change anything about yourself. So you have to recognize it, and then make baby steps, like Miss Tiffany was speaking earlier about making small goals for your life. I'm gonna do this today. Tomorrow I'm gonna increase it a little bit.
Do something a little more.
So take baby steps. Understand that change does not happen overnight.
That's right.
It's gonna be a process to grow.
Okay.
And that's basically what we're talking about.
Right.
We're in a childlike state of mind, and we're doing childlike, foolish type things in life. And so you have to get to a place where you start maturing, and that's when you can start this process manifestation of change.
All righty then. And now I'm going to turn it over to the younger ones. The young adults. The young adults. Anybody want to take a piece of that to leave the listeners? And then I'm going to come to Kelsey. Go ahead, Kelsey.
I'll go. Like last week when we talked about getting uncomfortable to be comfortable.
Yes.
Well, kind of correlates with this. You don't want to just sit there and miss out on your opportunities by settling. Get uncomfortable and do those things that you're not used to doing, and go for it.
Yeah. Yep. So in other words, it's okay to be uncomfortable.
It's okay to be uncomfortable.
Okay. Anybody else want to take some of that?
I would just say search for your own peace.
And
don't let anyone else come between that peace.
Okay then.
Whatever that is, and continue to pray on God's will, what He wants for you, and pursue that, and not to do your own desires every single time, but what He desires for you.
I love it. I love it. Okay, what about you, Kobe?
We all settle at some point. We all have a process where we're settling at some point. But I think ways to get out of it is to realize you're settling at first, and then two, whatever you want to do in life, start thinking about that now. Like, don't procrastinate and put it off. Start thinking about it now. It's not gonna come the next day, but start doing that now, so you can at least get your mind off settling and procrastinating.
Okay.
And pretty much, honestly, what Nicole said, just dream. Think. It never hurts to think to yourself and just sit down and dream and think about what you want to do next.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Again, this was a fantastic show. I know that we were going to wrap it up real quick because we have another show that's coming on behind us, and he is phenomenal. But before we go, I'm going to take it around the room. I will start with Miss.
Keep it right here.
I'm gonna take it around the room. I'm gonna start with Miss Nicole Hartnett. I want you to share what you got out of the show and what you.
She's hard-headed.
Y'all have no idea what I have to talk over and keep going past.
Hard-headed, I tell you the truth.
Miss Nicole, if you can, share with the people what you got out of the show and how can they find you if they're wanting to reach out.
Well, as usual, this was an awesome show.
Amen. God bless you.
You know, I know that so many people out here are suffering with relationships. That's always a challenge for everyone. And I hope that everyone finds their peace and chooses the person, or, let the person find you.
There you go.
That person will find you. I found, or the soulmate was brought to me. We just happened to meet randomly. He was chosen for me.
There you go.
And sent to me. So let them find you or be brought to you, and let that thing work out.
There you go.
That's biblical also. The Bible said a man that findeth. It don't say nothing about a woman that findeth herself a husband. So,
but I had to speed that thing up because I called him.
He was moving a little too slow. But he found it himself.
Yeah, I had to claim it.
Oh God, what am I gonna do with you guys?
So, but you can find me on talktonicole.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn. It's Nicole Odom Hardnett. I do respond a little slow, but I will get back to you. You can also email me at nicole@talktonicole.com.
All righty.
Can a brother slide up into your DM?
Absolutely not.
There you go. And to Miss Tiffany Washington.
I just want to say this. I had an amazing time with you guys today. This was an amazing conversation. I really mean that. Y'all have no idea how much I needed this, even for myself. But I just want to encourage every young lady to choose yourself. And no matter how hard it gets sometimes, don't settle for anyone, and find your love for yourself. And when you find that love for yourself, you won't settle anymore for just anyone. And just keep your goals in mind, have a vision, make it plain, write those things down, the vision of yourself, your career, who you want to be, even in your gifts and talents with God, and strive for those goals every day, and it'll help you to not settle.
Oh, come on now, come on. And Miss Kelsey, what did you get out of this show?
I learned to not settle.
All right.
I learned to. I know that God has more in store for me, so I'm not going to settle. Basically, that's what I got out of this.
All righty. Keep it short and sweet. And to Kobe and then to Eric. What did you get out of this show?
Oh, this is a really good show. Also that, not to really settle. I'm pretty much piggybacking what you said.
All right, then, not to settle. Come on in here, Eric.
I got out of the show that everyone has their own journey, and that we go through it by ourselves at first when we don't have Christ, but when we add Christ to it, then that's when we get where we need to be. And with that mental peace, and relationships, friendships, I say family ships, co-workerships, just all that comes together when you do it the right way in prayer in Christ. So, and it seemed like everyone's on the same page. It was good energy. So I definitely enjoyed the show. That's what I got.
All righty then. And Brother Carter.
First, before I leave, I'd like to thank the listeners on Raise the Praise 100 radio station for checking us out. I want to thank the people on our YouTube and Facebook also. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for listening to the show. I always want to leave you with a little trinklet, and I know you've heard many, many trinklets been dropped on this show today. So I'm going to leave you with this from my main man in the Bible, Paul. Paul said in the book of 1 Corinthians, if you Donald Trump, you say 1 Corinthians, but the book is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11. And it says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, amen, I put away those childish things. So I'm just saying that to say this. We all need to grow up. Everybody need to grow up. And that's how we elevate ourselves and elevate others around us. Amen.
Amen. Amen. And for me, wow. I know I keep saying it every show. It's a good.
You the host?
I am the host.
All right.
Okay. Y'all, I love this show. I enjoy the Love and Victory show and being a part and being the host of the show. I love the team. I love the guests. And I, more than anything, I'm just so grateful to God for putting me on this platform, Raise the Praise, where we can pour into other people. And even giving me my co-host. Long before he became a co-host, he was my rock. So I'm grateful that you are here having my back.
You made my chest pop up a little bit more.
God have mercy. This was a great show. I hope someone got something out of it. I know that you got something out of it. Again, you can listen to us, tune in every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I think one of the best shows on the network, on any network, is the Love and Victory Show with Val. Okay, then. And how can they find us, Kelsey?
You can find us on all social media platforms at LV with Val, and you can also find our website at lvwithval.com.
All righty. Until next actually, we won't be on next Saturday. Next Saturday is the holiday. And you know, one of the things that I told you guys that I am taking very serious this season. I am taking my time with my family, and I am taking my time for myself and for my team to have their time. So we will all be enjoying our family time. I want everybody to be safe.
Is it possible for Paul to replay this show next week? We don't want to do that.
We're not going to do this one next week.
Because I know Paul listening, so he can let him know.
We already got that taken care of.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Paul.
I am the host of the Love and Victory Show with Val. You are the co-host.
There you go. Want to fight again.
What am I going to do with it? I love you guys.
God bless you.
Can we all look at everybody and tell them thank you? We love you guys. Bye-bye.